Hi everybody, I'm Arglefump with Rosie.
Hi everybody!
We're talking about The Baker King, which is one of
Sofia the First.
One of my favorites. I like this one because it's the dad episode. Is this the first episode where King Roland is like a main character? Maybe. I mean, he was also heavily featured in the Troll episode, but he was kind of a meanie then. But he's a nicey in this episode.
The trolls were the theme of the Troll episode.
Okay, so what happens in The Baker King?
Well, the Baker King,
King Roland feels a bit overwhelmed with all his duties as king. Like, he gets interrupted at breakfast. It takes him all day to do his duties. And Sofia is very nice. She helps him figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a big mirror, and he says, "Oh, I wish I could be a baker instead." But whoa, it's a magic mirror. So when he wakes up the next day, he's a baker, and all his kids are like village.
Shocked. She's like, "Ah, what's that?" And she's like, "It's an apron, Amber."
And she's also shocked to see a closet with just one dress in it. Only one dress.
It's an apron, Dad.
I know. But she's when she first screams at the closet, it's because there's only one dress in it.
Yeah.
So they quickly realize somehow they've been magically turned into bakers. And King Roland sings a song about living the simple life.
But it's not actually a simple life. You have to bake things.
Yeah, he doesn't really know how to bake because he's not a baker. He's a king. He doesn't have years of experience baking like the normal village baker does.
Like Sofia and Queen Miranda, her mom.
Sofia and James. James seems perfectly fine with the situation. Amber doesn't really like it. I don't think Queen Miranda likes being the baker. But she's like, well, my husband really likes it. We can think of this as a vacation, because that's basically what it is, a vacation from being royalty. So that's fun times.
Yes, there's always so much to do when you're royal.
And eventually, Sofia helps her dad realize that he's better at being a king than he is at being a baker. He's done so many good things for the village.
And King Roland he's like, "I demand milk from you now."
Yes. He goes to the cow and orders the cow to give him milk. And the cow's just like, "Mrrr." Poor King Roland, not knowing how milk works.
And then Amber was trying to get the flour. And
Amber was chased by a chicken for like 2 minutes. It was hilarious.
Like 5 hours. James was trying to get stuff from the chicken. He was chasing the chicken around, and she's like, "I think you better go and check the chicken."
I thought the chicken was chasing Amber, but yeah, James was doing something. I forget what.
James was like chasing the chicken to get eggs.
Something that confused me a little bit about this episode was what happened to the normal village baker. Everybody's very clear that the king and the queen and the royal family have disappeared. They don't know where the king and queen have gone.
We don't even know who the new baker is.
Well, no, the new baker is Roland, right? Roland is the baker.
Yeah, but the old baker.
Yeah, what happened to the old baker? We never see the old baker before he's replaced. So nobody notices that the baker has changed to King Roland, but they know that King Roland has disappeared, which I think is a little strange. I guess maybe the magic makes No, did they call Roland and Miranda by name? I think one of the visitors did, like their first original visitor. Yeah. I could be wrong.
Yeah, they did.
Still, that's my remaining question of how exactly the magic works, because what happened to the old baker? Where did the old baker go?
Now is not time to ask questions.
Okay, so they get back into the castle because they were hired to bake a fancy cake, and they just make the wish in front of the magic mirror, and I thought it was funny how Roland talks to the magic mirror. He's like, "Hey, I want to become king again, right now, if you please." And then they all go back into their royal outfits, and it's a cool effect. I thought that was a nice looking scene. They're going to add that to the theme song in later seasons. Why don't you talk, Rosie?
Well, Roland wears a pretty fancy outfit.
Yeah, he has a fancy sash.
And the cake tastes bad. Then
Yeah, the cake that he made tastes really bad. That's the joke we close out on.
that's because they didn't really have experience. If Sophia and Miranda made it, they would probably get it pretty nice, actually.
I feel like Sofia and Miranda must have helped at least a little bit in making the cake, but I don't really blame Roland for making a bad cake because this is the first time he's ever made cake before.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this episode? Your final thoughts?
I give it like a 50 out of 10.
50 out of 10. Well, I give it more like a 10 out of 10. I thought it was a good episode. I have seen episodes like this on other TV shows, but I like this better because Roland is not like the butt of a joke. Usually in an episode like this, the joke would be, ha ha, Roland's so dumb, he doesn't know how to bake cakes. But this one actually takes it seriously. And, you know, it's realistic that he's not good at baking cakes, and it doesn't make fun of him for wanting to try something different once in a while. And I really do like how it's the royal family is shown doing royal duties, which is a complaint people often have against like Cinderella or Snow White or Sleeping Beauty, where they're princesses, but they are never doing anything royal. They're not guiding the kingdom at all. But in this one, we actually get to see King Roland working for like 2 full minutes, and it's pretty tough. So, I think that's it for this podcast.
Bye. Bye, ladies and gentlemen.